You know what? I don't know if you remember when we were children, how many times did we watch the same thing over and over and over? Huh? Many times. That was the story of our lives. And you know what? That is extremely important. Why? Because that's how you build memories. You build memories by looking and repeating things and repeating things. So there's nothing wrong with having our children doing it. If that's what your children want, don't feel bad. Don't feel that they're not being stimulated that much. Help them look for like specific details, or thinking about how this story will end if something changes, or go back into the story of the parents of Frozen, even before the story, the afterwards, like process the whole information. So our idea here is that you actually understand how technology can help you build certain things in the brain of the child. So media is a great way, actually, because you can actually media can be like a book, but it's like a more interactive type of book where you can talk about characters, you can talk about feelings, situations. Don't be afraid of repetition at all, okay? And then you have all strategic playing. Some of your children are young, some of them are older, but video games are not that bad. Don't be afraid of video games as long as they don't have the passive aspect to it and it's mostly active. What does active mean for me in a video game? Is that there's a strategy behind it. In Fortnite, for example, it's a game maybe you don't know because you don't have older children, but it's a problem because there's a lot of violence and all of that, but there's a lot of strategy behind it. You have Minecraft. Minecraft is an amazing video game that it's going to be maybe part of your children's world. So don't be afraid. Think about it. When you have to solve a problem that is difficult, how much your brain is processing. The more your brain is processing, the higher are the chances that you're building memories, okay? Now, another reason why I like media when it comes to building memory is that, memory gets built through emotions and scenes. That's how you build them. No, I started doing this public speaking thing, actually really, trying to do it well, like a couple of years ago. Before that, I was giving presentations and thinking about that I really knew my material and I was looking at words, but not scenes. And one of the things that I learned is that when you remember scenes, the knowledge get sink in because it's fully associated with emotions. That's why we love to hear stories. So allow your child to be immersed in the story of different characters, of different people. They can identify with them. Once they identify with them, you actually can get to know them even more, understand their feelings, and processing. Unhealthy use of technology, whatever is meaningless. I hate YouTube. I hate it. So if you're listening to me, I know my daughter does watch YouTube sometimes, but I prefer things, I love Sofia the First, you're going to laugh, but things that do have more meaning into it. There's really a character builder behind the scenes. Then you have Twitch, it's like a gaming platform, or a TikTok. I know some kids are watching TikTok because it's a very passive way of learning. You're just, it's a numbing thing, numbing effect to it, okay? You want to go to the next one? Creativity, attention, and motor skills. Yes, you can use technology to build that. Again, it has to be the dessert, not the meal of building those skills. I mean, don't be afraid of using, like Just Dance as a video game, and then using yoga. There's great videos in YouTube, yoga videos. I don't know. You have the name. You said one,
I
Evelyn.
love Cosmic Kids Yoga. It's super creative. There's storylines, there's different themes. So like if there's literally like Legos, Frozen, or even just like butterflies, nature, and they're super creative in incorporating yoga moves into this entire storytelling that Mariam was talking about. So it's a really nice way to actually get kids moving while they're and they're processing that way, right? 3 dimensions.
Exactly. And then you have the creative apps also as well. Let them use it. I mean, I wouldn't be afraid of that at all. But most of it, anything that is passive, please, if you can avoid it, that will be great. Okay.
I want
So.
to say about the open-ended apps, what we mean by that is, so one thing that I think technology gets a bad rep for is, and I've heard a lot of this in research about, like, it stunts creativity in children because when there's play in real life, they actually can take characters and create their own storylines, right? And usually in media, when they're watching a show or they have to play a structured game, it is very structured and constrained in their ability to be creative. There are open-ended apps, which we mean you can create art, you can, build things, you can do things where they actually are using this sort of more unstructured creative modes in their brain. So that's what we mean by that. Right?
Exactly.